President Obama leaves tonight for his first trip to Israel as president. Just yesterday, a new government was officially formed by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In opposition to that center-right coalition is the Meretz party. And yesterday, we spoke to Tamar Zandberg, one of the newly elected members of the Knesset. What would you like to hear from President Obama on his visit?
Well, I think the U.S. and Obama's job is to back us up in the internal process that we have to bring about in our society, in our public.
Prime Minister Netanyahu said on Monday that he's prepared to make a historic compromise in pursuit of a two-state solution. What did you make of that?
Well, actually, Prime Minister Netanyahu has already said that in the famous Bar Ilan speech. He refused to go over and say it in his voice again since. I think there's nothing Prime Minister Netanyahu wants more than an ongoing negotiations and ongoing peace talks that lead nowhere. There's nothing he wants less than the actual end of this conflict and the actual agreement between Israel and Palestine.
You don't think he actually wants peace?
I think that, it's not about him personally, what he wants inside his heart or his mind. I look at his party, I look at his government. I don't think that from Likud Beitenu, there's even one Knesset member that ever said he supports the two-state solution, besides Netanyahu that said it a few years ago and never repeated that since.
You, of course, come from the Israeli left
Right.
with a strong focus and hope for a two-state solution. The Washington Post ran this poll asking Americans this question that I wanted to ask you to get a better sense of where you and your party stand. The question is, in the Middle East, are your sympathies more with Israel or more with the Palestinian Authority, or both, or neither?
I think that well, first of all, it's not a question of sympathy, it's a question of political struggle.
But if the guy calls you on the phone, you can only press one of those four buttons.
Yeah, but I think that the sympathy with Israel and sympathy with Palestine or with the Palestinian people and with the Israeli people, it's the same thing. We both want to live in secure boundaries, in prosperous societies. We want our region to move forward. This is a mutual interest for all of us. I think someone who poses the question like this, as if being pro-Israel means being against Palestine or vice versa, that's trying to, rule and divide between us. That's not the right question. My sympathies, of course, is with Israel, and I'm an Israeli. And I believe the same political action to sympathize with Israel would be to support the Palestinian statehood, for example.
Well, let me ask you one more. Maybe you think this is the right question. Second question was, in trying to arrange a peace settlement between Israel and the Palestinians, do you think the Obama administration is putting too much pressure on the Israeli government, too little pressure, or about the right amount?
Okay, I guess that's the wrong question, will be the wrong answer again.
It's the wrong kind of pressure? Is that your point?
It's not a matter of pressure. It's a matter of backup. And the backup has to be for an Israeli leadership bringing the will to the table and the capacity to bring about the right solution. I think that once you need to talk in pressure arguments, we are in the wrong, framing of the. It's not going to work with pressure, just because, Israel is a democracy. We should produce the change within ourselves, and that's our job. That's the job of the progressive leadership in the Israeli society.
Okay. Thanks for coming by and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.